7 million. So 7 million is about 90.
Based on
So Cindy, foreign labour levy hike. We've been talking about this for some time now. So from 1,200 to about 1,850 ringgit per person, right? That's what I understand. But the thing is, right, regardless when they're going to implement it, whether 10 years down or 5 years down the road, the industry players will still complain. They will still say, no, I'm not going to pay for it. It's too expensive for us, right?
Okay.
So the thing is, right, even though they give 1 year period, will they actually give them time to source from the black market because they already see it coming? So will we actually give them more time to actually adjust?
Okay, basically employers, they turn to the black market
To look for it.
because they cannot get workers. So if we can solve the issue of them, if employers can get all the workers they want, then there is no issue. But of course, there has to be some control over how many workers, foreign workers there can be in the market. So the government really needs to engage with industries to determine what is the real need for each industries. So once that is determined, and if employers are comfortable that they can get all the legal workers that they want, then there won't be a need for this black market.
For them to source through another market.
Through another market.
So right now we have about documented foreign labourers. We have about 15%, right? And about 2.14 million. So that's maximum already. But the documented one is up to 7 million. So it's so much more than what we have documented. So are we going to see an increase from 15% to more in the future? Do you think so?
Actually, part of the feedback is that the government shouldn't have a hard cap. Of course, there should be control, because as it is, 2.14 million is already more than the number of Malaysian Indians. Of course, that's maybe an unfair comparison, because these foreign workers actually come from more than 15 countries. So, but part of the issue is because employers complain they cannot get enough workers, and because they can't get enough workers and they need these workers. So that is why, if you have demand, then there is supply. So, and there is actually a big group of people who actually want to work here, and which is why the MTUC actually estimates that 70% of the foreign workers here are actually illegal. So 70% is actually a very big figure.
It is. But we have been doing this for years now. What is the main issue of us not having to document all these illegal workers?
The ecosystem itself, there are several things that needs to be fixed. So on the one hand, employers complain that they can't get enough workers. So once there is a more dynamic dialogue with the industries to determine what exactly is the real need of each industry, and once there is a very clear and transparent legal way to get all the workers that they need, there should not be any reason for there being a black market. But employers now complain that after they pay the levy, there is no guarantee that the workers will be around, because there is such a big demand elsewhere that these workers can just run away.
And that's why they keep their passports.
Yeah, that's why they keep.
And they make, I think some of the foreign workers, they don't earn enough to send to fend themselves here in Malaysia, and they don't even have enough food to eat, shelter.
Yeah,
so what more to say, they have enough money to send back to their home countries for their wives and children.
So yeah, that is actually quite what is that called? Quite a serious matter that the Guardian pointed out, where third-party agents, they hire and mistreat all these workers, and apparently, reportedly, also these workers have to bear 9,000 to 14,000.
That's a lot of money.
Agent fees.
If they had that kind of money, they wouldn't need to actually work overseas.
Yes.
So I read about another article written by Ben. He said that if it doesn't make sense for a local eateries boss to actually pay 20,000 upfront before he start operating the business. Say for example, he hires 10 staff, and each of them he needs to pay about 2,000 ringgit. So it's altogether 20,000 ringgit. It doesn't make sense for them. So when you talked about different tier, right? How does that actually work?
In that instance, of course, when I talk about different tiers, it's when different industries, they have different requirements, and they also well, not all of these industries can actually have automation. In the case of the restaurant itself, if you know you have to pay the workers' levy, it's probably fine with them if they have the assurance that these people won't run away. So if you have the certainty that the workers won't run away, so it's actually part of your cost. So you have to then work out whether or not you want to start with 10 workers, or maybe have a part self-service
maybe a
model.
leaner environment.
Yeah, for a start. So when business pick up and you need more, so you might be able to add more later. So.
But the thing is, right, will this eventually fix the issue of foreign labourers in Malaysia?
There are several issues on foreign workers in Malaysia. On the one hand, there's this big illegal group, which is because there is a huge demand for workers. So if you actually fix the system to that the industries can get all
sufficient workers, so they wouldn't actually source from other markets.
And so that actually would sort of help.
For more on the stories, pick up a copy of The Edge Weekly at all good newsstands.